Welcome to Incredible Conversations with me, Isabel Wellman. Alright, so this morning has been really awesome, productive, all the good stuff, and it's been full of some wisdom. I slipped on some ice. So I just finished up doing some coaching stuff, but also an Osho meditation. And if you've never heard of Osho, he is a teacher, and he has this practice called dynamic meditation, and it's an hour long, and it's where you go through different phases of movement to release your chi or your energy before you sit in silence and meditate. And so if you're a fiery person who needs to move in their day, it's a really great option because you get pretty sweaty. So the first 10 minutes are like very aggressive, vigorous exhaling, allowing the inhale to come naturally, but focus on the exhale. The next 10 minutes are going mad, going crazy, going wild. You can scream, cry, beat a pillow up, yell, kick, punch, whatever you're being called to do without judgment of yourself. So you keep your face relaxed. You allow yourself to expel whatever expression you're holding in for that time. And then the next 10 minutes are jumping with your arms above your head, saying "hoo" when your feet hit the ground, and like drawing that energy from the sex center or your pelvis area, and doing that for 10 minutes straight, which is extremely difficult, I found out. And then the last 10 or 15 minutes, or the second to last 15 minutes are stop. It's silence. You freeze wherever you are. Doesn't matter if where your hands are, wherever you're at. You freeze and you stop, and you witness what's happening in the body. You witness what's coming over you. You witness what you feel. And then the last 15 minutes are dance. It's celebration. And it's celebrating the movement, what we just went through, what we just were able to accomplish, and life itself at that. And so, what my message is today is that as a collective society, we aren't celebrating enough. Or when we do, we forget that it's a choice, or that we are able to celebrate every single moment of our life. And let me start here. So we have these two concepts, suffering and peace, or suffering and celebration. Let's do suffering and celebration. So you have suffering, you have COVID, you have political parties, you have people dying, crying, going hungry, you have abuse, you have all these traumatic experiences, correct? And then you have celebration. You have every other moment of your life, when you fall in love, when the snow falls, when you're in a place you love, when you're with friends, when it's your birthday, when it's happy times, it's peaceful times, it's when you're out of worry, when you're out of your mind, when you're out of focusing on the lack of the good. And so, whenever there's not suffering, there's peace. Whenever there's not peace, there's usually suffering. And this is a bit of a more on the Buddhist end of thinking of things, but really just good life thoughts anyways. If we ask the question, what do I celebrate? What is worth celebrating? Life is so dumb. Life is meaningless. Life doesn't even make me excited. Life is too hard. I'm never going to be rich. I'm never going to make money. I'm never going to fall in love. I'm never going to find that dream job. I'm never blah, 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 blah. And it goes on that plethora of lack of thought, focus on the choice of choosing the lack. And consider this. Consider a blind man. Consider a man or a woman who cannot see anything. They cannot see color. They cannot see their loved ones. They cannot see animals. They cannot see the sunset. They cannot see flowers. They cannot see what the majority of people have the opportunity to see. And that's a practical way to explain this to you. So, if you are able to see a rose or a flower, yet you focus on how many thorns there are, then you're not seeing. If you see a flower and you just pass it by, you're not seeing. You're asleep. You are dead in the head. It is as if you forgot that every single second of this life is a celebration. That every single moment of this life, it's a gift. It can be taken from you in a moment, and we never know when that moment is. Yet, that's the funny part. Why do we bring our focus on the worry, on that suffering, versus allowing ourselves to be righteously celebrating the peace and the goodness? We get caught up and most of us realize this, that happiness doesn't last forever. That happy moments come and they go. Just like that rose has 1,000 thorns. But it's also like, okay, there's 1,000 thorns, but there's that one flower. There's that one rose. There's that one gracious miracle out of the patch. What are you going to choose to focus on? Are you going to choose to focus on the thing that is sharp and painful? Or are you going to focus on the thing that is beautiful and delicate and right? Not right in like a right or wrong way. And so, when we bring ourselves into this now moment where we get caught up in the worry, I'm not trying to downplay that there's worry and that there's hardship. That's life. Welcome to it. You signed up for the shit that you're dealing with, to be honest. Based on what your astrology, like your natal chart looks like, that's what you signed up for. You can either become aware of what you signed up for, or you can be asleep to it. But this plays hand in hand with what I'm talking about, because if we allow ourselves to focus on the negatives in our life and consistently stay there, that's what you're gonna bring in, my friend. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. So, if you're worried about COVID right now, you might be a little asleep. And I'm not saying that to be rude or harsh or mean, because my family had COVID. I had COVID. I know a lot of friends who got COVID. But guess what? It is what it is. And if you consume your life by worrying about things that you cannot change, you are standing outside on a sunny day with an umbrella over your head, waiting for it to rain. You're anticipating the rain. No clouds in the sky, but you better bring that goddamn umbrella just to keep yourself safe. You have no control over the circumstances of the world, and if you put your focus into other people's lives, their problems, their issues, their beliefs, their concerns, their sickness, their wellness, where is your life? Where are you going with your life? What is happening with your life? Do you even know? Are you even aware? Oftentimes, we prefer to see the negative because, or to stay asleep because it's avoidance. We are avoiding what scares us. We are avoiding what is hard to look at, hard to realize, hard to conceptualize, hard to witness. And we try to fix it. So we try to be in control and we try to change it. But why? Why do we have to have so much control and power and authority when we have no authority, we have no power, we have no control? We are energetic beings. We are all one. Energy, it's never, You know, like, it's never destroyed. It's always going. It's always being transferred. Whether we're gonna transfer from this ego perspective where we're concerned about the worrisome things, or we can witness that if we can heal our own self, if we can accept what we signed up for, if we can stop complaining and focusing on the lack and say, wow, I'm so grateful I have the opportunity to learn this, to heal my karma, which is just the shit of the cycles that you have gone through for lifetimes before this, and if you don't work on it after this. And we can turn the observer on and go, wow, Betsy Lou over there, she's smiling and she's thin and she's happy. I wonder, like, how does that make me feel on the inside? That makes me feel good because I can witness someone else being happy. I don't have to put my ego personality on being jealous or frustrated that I'm not as pretty or skinny as her, because that's not the point. We're here to uplift each other, and we're here to help guide each other, and we are here to help, push each other and say, hey, I challenge you to dive into your human experience. I challenge you to stop being asleep, stop avoiding your issues, stop telling yourself that you're never going to make money, stop telling yourself that you're worthless, stop telling yourself this, and this, that's negative, and reiterate your life with celebration. Celebrate every single moment. Celebrate your dog. Celebrate a little baby looking at you. Celebrate being able to work your body. Celebrate being able to see color. Celebrate your taste buds. There are so many things to celebrate. Our lives are beautiful and they are miracles. And it is your choice to be in an illusion state of sleeping, of avoiding, of not accepting what is. Because, honey, guess what? It's not changing. So, because you don't have the power to change it, it's based off of what the world does. Stop worrying about the broken government. Stop worrying about COVID. Stop worrying about what other people are fucking doing, and do what you want. Do what feels good. Do what makes you happy. And start healing yourself. Start looking in. Start shifting your thoughts to make sense with what you are in alignment with. And if you're not sure, guess what? There's plenty of people out there who would resonate with you that could help you. That could help you see and understand. And it's all it takes is reaching out, is picking up a book, is calling a friend, is looking at your values, looking at what you've dealt with in this life, and going, wow, I'm an amazing creature. I went through heartbreak, and I went through death, and I went through rebirth, and I went through moving, and whatever you're dealing with. So, this is just my reminder that you can either suffer in this life all the time, or you could understand that suffering and celebration are hand in hand. And when we can stay in more of a celebration for life, we greet the suffering. We are able to walk through the suffering with a light force. We are able to have our head held high, our arms in hand with another if we need the help. And we are selflessly moving through it because we know we can get through it no matter what. And the suffering is only going to make us grow. It's only going to aid in our existence. It's only going to replenish our life force. So I hope that this resonates with someone. I hope that maybe it encourages you to reach out. I hope that maybe it encourages you to try that dynamic meditation I just talked about. And maybe, just maybe, you can start healing yourself. December 21st is coming up, and we are heading to the Aquarian age. If you don't know what that means, you should talk to me. Ask me a question, and I'd love to help you out. So, without further ado, I love you, and keep being a badass human.